Oh crud, hi chat. I just realized my mic's unmuted. Yeah, it's fun. You get to hear me, I guess, sing along and yawn and all that other fun stuff. Hello. Greetings everyone, Jackogień here. Welcome to another TWAV, aka Turf War and Vibe, aka words. I don't know. I'm a Yeepy. But hopefully you're all doing well. We're gonna be vibing for yet another night. Stark White Wiz? Why is Wiz a title? Reincarnated Weapon. Sincere Reef Slider user. I can't believe Wiz is a title though. That's kind of crazy. Wiz yummers. Hi nobody, how's it going? Hopefully Yusa doing fine as well. Welcome on in everyone. Hello Sloth, hello Poral, hello Spiky. I'm just gonna see if I left any rewards here. No I didn't, okay. Back to the regular scheduled turfy turf. Got like no sleep. I kind of overslept when I did and was 30 minutes late to Greg's All-Star game. Oh no. Well, hopefully you had fun with Greg. I'm gonna go pew pew tonight. We're just gonna go shooter. With long sleeve, why not? Make sure in the right pool. And dropping into turf. Oh, chat. It's been a night. You know. Work, then come home and stream. And then tomorrow's gonna be a heck of a day. We got the partner direct, which I'm just gonna watch the aftermath of, because basically tomorrow I'm helping CantDoJack at like 7 in the morning. And then I'm going back to bed. And then I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna help out around the house some more, do other stuff. And then I'm gonna sleep pretty much all afternoon because I work third shift tomorrow. So because of that, I'll be doing a lot of sleeping. Bed. Alright. Sorry, I was adjusting my headphones. I don't know if the music's too loud in stream, but it's too loud on my end. Or on my headphone. So I was just adjusting it on my end. There we go. Ah, this is good. This is good and relaxing. But hopefully you're doing well as well, Stella. I'm vibing. I'm back. I'm definitely in the right turf worn vibe mood set. Just chill, listen to lo-fi. You know, play Splatoon. All that good stuff. Actually, I feel a little bad yesterday when Vic raided me. I feel like I was talking too much to Crow and not enough to, like, the chat. So I'm sorry if I didn't properly say hello to chat yesterday or talk enough to chat. It's very hard when we have, like, other folks in VC sometimes. That's, like, one of the biggest negatives of collabs is, like, sometimes I hone in on the VC and I forget to address chat, or I don't address y'all as much as I want to address y'all. With every streamist, I mean, true, but I still feel a little guilty about it in hindsights. Speaking of feeling guilty about things in hindsights too, that's gonna be my segue into my next topic I want to yap about. Just as a personal yapping, I guess. I'm not gonna like say specifically what happened, but I'm just gonna say in general, this is just something I've noticed throughout my entire life. Is I have good intention to like hype folks up, or just like I have good intention to help, and then sometimes I just don't, and I feel bad after. I don't know if anyone else has a similar situation where you're enthusiastically encouraging and then you end up accidentally being too much. I feel like that happens a couple times. So if I do accidentally do that to anyone, I'm sorry. I don't ever want to, I always want to leave a positive influence on people. I never want to leave like any uncomfort or any sort of negative. That is never my intent. I just know that emotionally I'm all over the place, and sometimes if I'm passionately enthusiastic, I might overdo it. I guess I was worried. I was worried I fumbled with me and my one friendo, because I was like, oh my gosh, like yippee yippee yippee, and then it's just like, oh no, too much moment. Crying, sobbing, crawling internally. But yeah, I think that's just part of me going all over the place. I also overthink a lot too. That's one of my other problems. I'm like one of the biggest overthinkers. Like, it's good to think, but like I think too much. Also, hi Pearl Drone, hopefully you're doing well. Dun, dun. Oh yeah, I came up with a little lore thing. Not really lore, but just like an idea for design wise. Like for future ref. I like sketched this out. You know how during the Splatfest, Jack had that little makeup where it was like the little eyeliner that went down. I feel like that like kind of aesthetic is like very androgynous. So it's like, okay, so that's like that could be like octoling eyes for androgynous, and you have the femme eye and then the mask eyes. But there's also androgynous eye. Everything to see. Sometimes I need to keep it simple, especially in Marpar. That's so fair. Hello, cat dogs. My day's okay. I'm just like taking things day by day. Yeah, I'm glad to hear I'm not alone in the overthinking department. It be like that sometime. It's like I wanna just like vibe without stressing myself out, but I stress myself out sometimes. Also, I'm sorry, I'm very ADHD with my topics. I feel like I'm bouncing around a lot. But I just like remembered something else then. Okay, yippee, yay, overthinkers, whoopee! But yeah, another topic, I guess. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like the weather, or if I don't know if it's like if I'm just overworking, but my legs have been killing me all day today. It's like I mowed, I work, and now my legs are as sore as can be, and it only feels good when I'm like just sitting down or lying down. Like standing up hurts. Also, hello Briano and Mitt. Hopefully you're both doing well. So sleepy right now. I could just honk, shoo, honk, me. Honestly, I actually encourage people, if you can actually fall asleep during that stream, or that stream, this stream. I confused the word this and that, and that's how you know I'm tired. I actually kind of take it as a compliment during my Turf War vibes, because like that just means you're vibing. You're vibing enough. It's night, and you can go honk shoo. Because genuinely, that's kind of what sparked Turf War vibe to begin with. Listening to more like chiller music and like playing Turf War casually. Because like when I first made this stream series, you know, I was a sophomore in college, and I was really tired, but not tired enough to sleep. So I basically took what I used to do. I used to do like Minecraft Survival, and like listen to like chill music on like a chill playlist, which is the same playlist. I just like added onto it. I used to do just Minecraft Survival and chill, and then I was like, but what if Splatoon? So Turf War vibe became a thing. It's got top 50% in Foggy Notion. Let's go. Yippee. Congrats. Our fights have been kicking my butt for the past 3 days. I've been doing art fight attacks. I'm getting a lot of good art out of attacking people, but damn if this isn't taking a bunch of energy. I could only imagine. I know art takes a lot out of folk. How similar us three are. It's just Sorry, I missed the first half. Yeah, no, that's so real. Like, I've noticed like when we yap like Pearl and Stella, like there's like some correlations. It's like it's kind of neat when you can find other folks who are like-minded or like souled, I guess. I don't know how you would word. I don't know how one would word, but like whenever you like find folks with similar thought processes and interests and you just like vibe, it's pretty cool. Until 5 a.m. to watch this, I refuse to miss it. What? But you can go to bed. Pearl Drone, you don't have to stay up till 5 a.m. to watch my streams. I promise my stream schedule times will get better over time. It just right now I work like second shift, which means I get home at like 11:30. Same here, Stella, and also same wavelengths. True, nobody's true. Hello, DJ Hunter. Hopefully you're doing well. Trying to 3-star this charge jailer. 15k left. Good luck with the charge jailer. My voice feels raspy. I don't want to actually sing. I want to sing, but my voice isn't in good singing condition. Hello, Coral. Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to TWAV. My Turf War vibe. You know, I'm segueing a little bit, chat, but going back to talking about overthinking, I'll be honest, this year of streaming, I feel guilty because I feel like I've been all over the place streaming this year. Like, because of my work schedule being all over the place, because of like just life, and then just trying to balance everything and be a consistent streamer. I feel like my stream qualities and just everything's been all over the place. So I'm sorry if like... Also, I'm sorry, future Jack. If you're watching this and you're just like, wow, this quality is like mid. I'm trying. 2025 is like a year that's fluctuating a lot with like my schedule and just life. My microphone I had for the past how many years broke on me, and I have this new one, which I think is okay, but I don't know. Sometimes I hear myself in the VOD and I'm like, wow, I sound not good. Or wow, the music's too loud, or wow, the music's too quiet. I just overthink. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, Coral. I'm good. I'm in a yapping mood. I just overthink and smile. I mean, the quality has always been good. It's okay if it's different at times. I mean, yeah, but it's just I feel like I'm inconsistent, which I want to be more consistent. I have no sense of consistency sometimes. Also, I am so sorry I cannot read that comment, but hopefully you're doing well. In the so I've been talking a ton lately, and we've noticed so many similarities. Oh, that's cool. That's always a vibe. It's perfectly understandable. True. The solution is to never think. Tell me when you can. Tell me how to do that. My dumb constantly overthinks things. Like, I don't know. I want to keep working towards like the perfect timeline. I want to work towards a timeline where I can fully be myself and I can like be Jackogień and I can do what I'm passionate about. I can keep my soul fire burning so bright that it never flickers, it never wanes, it never smolders. I don't have to rekindle it because it's always burning bright. That's what I want. And I want to use that passion to help others. That's why I'm here. That's why I get up out of bed in the morning. Is for that reason. I know it's silly that I do that through playing Nintendo games or just playing whatever video games on the internet and yapping into a microphone. But that's what gets me to where I am. That's what got me to where I am now. That's where I'm hoping to continue to go towards. Because video games have always been that media outlet for me that's helped me connect to others. And just amplifying that by being a streamer is just, I don't know, it's indescribable for me. It's called a road. It's called a rainbow road. Rainbow Road reference. Whoa. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I yapped a lot there. Grr, not me. Nuh-uh. I don't know. I just like... a day from now will be in the last non-burr month. True. It's crazy. We got September, October, November, December. We're like 3/4 of the way, or August, September. We're coming up on 3/4 of the way through the year, which is crazy. Summer's almost over. August is the last month of summer. Hey, that bumper shape, like, don't run me over. Please don't run me over. Smile. I feel... I'm stuttering. Why am I stuttering? I shouldn't stutter in my own streams. I don't need to have anxiety. This is my channel. I'm allowed to be just yapaholic. I don't know why I'm, like, nervous or anything. I shouldn't be. But, I think I stuttered because it's just, like... I want to, yeah, but I feel like I'm a broken record when I look back at other TWAVs sometimes. I feel like I have very similar spiels. And it's like, I don't want to repeat myself, but at the same time, it is just how I feel. I don't know how else to express that, like, being a streamer, like, helps, like, fulfill me and helps me want to, like, keep going forward and keep helping folks. I want to keep pushing that, like, narrative, but I don't want to, like, say it the exact same way every single time, you know what I mean? But, like, growing up, there's, like, no one in this area. I shouldn't say, like, no one. There's some people that exist. There's Crow Collector, and a couple other folks that, like, I know who adore gaming. But, like, throughout my entire life... Oh, and Colonel, of course. Colonel is, like, the one that helped grow alongside me a lot. But like, there's like no one here who like cares about Nintendo very much. And Nintendo's just been this like, I don't know. Their games are just different. I don't know how else to explain it, but every single game I've ever grown up with that's like was on Nintendo, GameCube, GBA, it just hit different. Something about holding a GameCube controller and playing games with my older brother and my cousins, both on N64 and GameCube, and then trying to like do the same thing on a different console. Like, sure, I played a bit of Xbox 360, and it was fun, but a lot of that fun came from just like social interactions with others. It wasn't necessarily the games themselves. It wasn't like how through Nintendo I like fell in love with these fictional characters or fictional worlds. That's what really got me connected, I think, was like, unlike, you know, your other typical games, like, what are some like the big ones on like PlayStation, Xbox? It's like, what, Uncharted, The Last of Us, and then like Xbox has like Halo, and like Call of Duty was a big game growing up. These are like games that have like a lot of realistic like characters, like just human characters. There's always something more whimsical and unique and different about the characters like for Nintendo games. I know in Pokemon, like the Pokemon trainers are just like human, but like they kind of take the back seat to the Pokemon. You know, like when you play Pokemon, you're playing it because of the Pokemon, not necessarily the trainer. The trainer's just sort of a canvas that you can put yourself on to play and like experience the Pokemon world. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, that's my favorite cute. Wait, they're a puppy. True. Also, hi Fancy. Hopefully you're doing well. Did I get? Yeah, I got a new catalog, right? Am I dumb? I thought I snagged a new catalog. I'm not 100% certain. I kind of zoned out low-key. Also, Moist Bread is a crazy name. I mean, true. I OG is Doug. Funny enough, I actually wrote some. You did, I believe. I saw the screen. Okay, good. Thank you, Joseph. Wasn't sure. But yeah, speaking of Ojin, I actually wrote some potential lore. At least just I wrote some ideas down on a piece of paper. It's a little dark, but like not like super dark. But it was like sort of what happens in a certain scenario that's, let's just say, threatening. So I wrote down lore, like I write a lot of lore down relating to souls, because like the main forefront and like the rule set for Jack and Ojin is that they're like based, like it's entirely based off their soul, right? Both Jack and Ojin are the same soul, but they exist in two different worlds, but their souls are also linked. Is it darker than dark? Darker yet darker? No. Not quite. I know it was /J. But, also, did you type that after I said it, or did we just, like, have a, like, soul link moment of just, oh, shoot, same wavelength? But, yeah, for the lore I wrote was basically, I typed it before you said I'm just slow. Oh, okay. So because Jack and Ojin are soul linked, I basically wrote down, okay, what would happen This is too upbeat for what I'm about to yap about. I'm gonna skip that. I like that vibe, but it's not fitting the vibe of the discussion. No, I like that, but I need more sad. This works. This works. Okay. So, y'all don't know, Jack's my Octoling, Ojin's my canine. They're both my channel mascots / both my Sonas. And they are permanently soul linked because they share the same soul, and they're basically the same person from 2 different universes. However, I decided to write a very special interaction that can occur when there's a soul link. Like, and I'm talking about, like, not just like the same wavelength soul link. I'm talking like the permanent soul link, when 2 characters are permanently, like, you know, bonded like that. I wrote a rule set for my lore where if one soul is severely damaged, like it's cracking and opening and close to shattering, what the soul does in response is it takes that link to the other soul it's connected to and pulls it forward, literally pulling whatever entity it is right to where they are, and that other soul that's linked with them will like protect that other soul, either through absorption or fusion. So I literally wrote down the possibility of a Jack and Ojin fusion of sorts, where if Ojin's in like a dire situation where their soul's literally like cracking and breaking, it will pull Jack's soul from their world, pull it forward. Jack's soul will temporarily fuse and absorb Ojin's soul so that it can heal. And while that's happening, Jack will gain some of Ojin's characteristics. So like maybe grow like ears and a tail, grow like claws, have fire breath, stuff of that nature. In the event where both souls are severely damaged, it will do the same thing, but the fusion will be a perfect like split of both characteristics then. So say Jack's soul's cracking and Ojin's soul's cracking, they will infuse together to make a brand, like a temporarily new soul while they heal. And then it'll be like a perfect fusion while that's going on, because it'll take like the cracked parts of both souls and make a new soul. And eventually, once, it'll take some time, but once the soul's like back to like prime health, they will unfuse and just be themselves again. That's all concept, but I think it would be really cool to implement. Fusion ideas for its own lore. Ooh, cool. Yeah, that was sort of my idea of like, okay, Jack and Ojin fuse how? I don't want it to be just like a thing that's like happens all the time, but I think it would be very fitting for, you know, very, very tough conditions, I'll say. Mic's slow. Does anyone else think the mic's slow? I mean, I'm talking a little soft because it's nighttime. And during Turf War and Vibe, I like to keep the vibes like more chill. Now, what was I talking about? Hold on. Okay, fusion, Jack and Ojin. Right. So I don't want that like fusion happening all the time. I only want it to occur in very dire situations. Think about in Bowser's Inside Story. When Bowser's Inside Story, when Bowser's in peril, right? Like Bowser gets crushed by a castle or whatever, and he needs to be shot with like adrenaline. It's sort of like that, but imagine in soul form. So instead of, I just turned up a decibel, by the way. So dire situation, almost, you know, but it's like almost like an adrenaline rush for the soul to call on the soul-linked individual for that like temporary fusion. Okay, this is the part that's a little dark. It's like this is like the dark discussion now, so fair warning, this is a little dark, not too much, just a little bit. For my lore, Ojin has a final attack. So you know how I mentioned before that like Ojin and Jack, or like more so Ojin, has a fire in their soul, right? That fire represents their passion, their strongest emotions, everything. Like that is like a really, really key part of their soul. Without that fire burning, the fire needs to be rekindled by like re-sparking passion. That's why Ojin travels to different worlds to help others and always keep that flame lit. But Ojin's final attack is called like Final Flame. And what this attack does is Ojin only does this if they feel like there's no other option, there's no other way to save someone else other than completely using every last spark of the soul fire. That's what Final Flame does. It will take every ounce, every essence of soul fire and unleash it. What this does afterwards, though, is it almost guarantees the soul to shatter, or at least crack. At the bare minimum, it will crack, and it'll cause, you know, the forced fusion thing with Jack. But if it shatters, well, let's just say that kind of fusion would kind of be permanent, because there would be no way for the other soul to heal. So Jack and Ojin would permanently become one entity. And Ojin would just live on through Jack. So, yeah. Final Flame could potentially actually mean quite literally like Ojin's last breath. At least as themselves. Depending on how things, you know, pan out. So, yay, lore. Yeah, it is sad. That's why I was like, yeah, it's a bit heavy lore. But like that's like a last sort of, you know, thing that they can do. Ooh, congrats on beating the Grizz. Hopefully you had fun with that fight. I remember my first time beating up the Grizz. Dying. I do want to, like, down the line, I eventually want to make, like, lore videos, but, like, I would love to commission for, like, animatics or just, like, sketches of the lore that I'm, like, cooking. And some of these are like ideas I might scrap, but some of them I really do like the idea of like the Final Flame though. It's sad, but it's like, oh my gosh, then, you know, their souls will live on just differently. No, I don't. I did not have a funny and fun time. Well, at least you did it. Smile. You got through it. So that's at least a W. Also, we got cooked, Lamau. That's sad stuff in your lore, too. I feel like a lot of folks have trauma in their lore. Or Sag. One of my creatures also... Oof. Yeah. It be like that sometimes, all scopes. Lore writing's fun, but it's like... sad sometimes. I'm just gonna play this web until I 3-star it, low-key. Do. Trauma in my lore? No, my trauma is the lore. No, that's... Chat, let her cook, hold on. I mean, that's kind of... Jackogień lore can, in some aspects, is an exaggeration of IRL events. Or at least the feelings. I was explaining how Jackogień fuse. In like a dire situation, Jack's soul will be pulled into whatever universe Ojin's in, and they will fuse to either help each souls persist, or if it's too late, Jack will just... Ojin will live on through Jack. Basically. Depending on the events that are occurring. Religious trauma go, brr, my lore in a nutshell. No, that's so real and valid. Can we, like, normalize not forcing beliefs on people, by the way? Like, unless that, like, beliefs entails just people being themselves and, like, not being judgmental. Like, let folks live, smile. Let folks live their life. If they aren't harming anyone, just don't judge. Like, let peeps be peeps, really. I feel like that's like common sense, but it's like, I don't know why that's not more, you know, spread around, you know what I mean? Like, why isn't that more, I guess, put into practice? I think is a good word for it. Yeah, why isn't that put into practice more? I feel like it's common sense. If no one's doing any harm to anyone, just live and let live. Like, it's not hard to do. No, Vixie, I tried to protect in no worky. Yeah, like low-key chat, I don't know how to word it because I don't want it to be a heavy discussion. But like, I'm just gonna say in this manner, I don't think I really started fully discovering who I was until I was like away from outside influence. Like, genuinely, it took like me going to college and like moving away and like making decisions on my own to like figure out, okay, this is who I am, this is what I want to be, versus like before in life I was just kind of caving into what people expected and wanted, which is kind of sad to think about. But like, it's the truth. Like, I didn't really, like, sure, there's always been attributes of myself throughout my life. Like, there's parts of my soul that have never changed. I don't think will ever change. But, like, I don't really think I fully discovered who I wanted to be until I really got the choice to do so. Unrelated to stream, but kind of weird how vastly different vibes. And give. Yeah, true. Like, is like more of a positive. Like, like interesting. Versus, kind of gives off like a feeling of uneasiness, discomfort. You know, it's like those are entirely different vibes for sure. And then, a UHM just kind of gives off the vibe of thinking. In my opinion, it's just like like thinking, processing, versus is confusion / negative kind of vibe. The first chapter of Deltarune, cool to hear, Corbin. Hopefully you had fun with that. Da, da, da. I know what it means, I just don't know what you mean by it. We're talking about original character lore. So, like, Jack the Octoling and Ojin the Wolf are my 2 channel mascots, right? I write lore, or I write the story / backstory to them. Sure, they're expressions of myself, but I want to make their stories also reflective of just emotions I've had in my life. But back to what I was saying, I wasn't able to know who I was for a good while too. Yeah, that's just like low key. That's kind of sad. Like, I feel like folks should be able to like figure that out sooner than like, what am I, like 23 and I'm still like figuring out things for myself. And I think I still will until like, you know, I'm fully living the life I want to, which isn't going to be for a bit. Dub for dinner is an interesting username. I like that. You eat dubs for dinner. B-dubs? Buffalo Wild Wing? Okay, sorry. I like Buffalo Wild Wings. It's yummers. Your lore doesn't reflect anything in your life? That's cool too. Lore writing and creative writing is just like a media, an art form where you can have fun with it or just do whatever with it. I just know for my sonas I tie it in very heavily to IRL feelings and whatnot. So said same here, they couldn't for a while either. Yeah. Pat. We all experienced that sagely. But hey, we got to a point where we're learning and figuring it out for ourselves who we want to be. So that's a W. I mean, there definitely is a balance there, pretty lucky in my opinion. Like, you're afraid of being replaced because you don't want to, like, you know, no one wants to be replaced. But, like, you can also make sure that you're treated properly. And not disrespected. Hey, good job, JJ. Quads are fun. You know, that's so real, Pearl. That's fair. That's fair and valid. I'm sorry that happened to you. But hey, Yusa growing and Yusa, you know, you working to how you want to be, which is a W. Man, my foot hurts. Howie. Why work? Can I resend recruitment? Yeah, sure. I'll back out and do a new drop-in after this game. Boop. Also made extra lore for Splatoon 3. Ooh, sweet. That's cool. Get the 2-for-1 special in Dysphoria. Yippee. I'm so sorry. Pat. Ah. But it's okay knowing that they're there lets me deal with them. True. Hey, knowing is like half the battle. And then I'm not even trying to like G.I. Joe reference or anything. Like genuinely, that's just like a natural like way to deal with problems. One of the best ways to deal with problems is that for like the first step is addressing them and figuring out how to work with them. Whether that be dysphoria, whether that be just anxiety or anything really. Figuring out what the problem is step one. That way you can set goals for yourself to work towards improvement. That's the way I see it anyway. Like, I'll be honest, like, I know one of my problems as just an individual is, like, my overthinking. And, like, that overthinking leading to comparison. Like, there are times, I'll be honest, I can't help but, like, wanting to compare myself to other streamists / creators. And it's like, I shouldn't have to compare myself to anyone else. I should just, like, do what I want to do here. As long as, like, my passion's in it, and as long as I'm keeping, like, my reasons for doing content the same, I'm golden. I can just keep cooking. I don't have to overthink it. I don't have to compare. I don't have to do anything like that. I can just exist. And that's something I work towards a lot. Could literally rant on about my lore for a day or two. That sounds cool at all scopes. Lore is fun. Smile. So we're going to back out here and do new drop-in. Remember, it's first come, first serve. Yeah, you can connect your Switch 1 controllers to Switch 2 if you wanted to. Because it connects still through, like, wireless. I just like Switch 2 because smooth. It was expensive, though. I spent more money than this year that I have, like, in the past 2 years combined, I think. But no, like, genuinely, I don't know if anyone here wants to be a creator. But, like, genuine advice for content creation. Just, like, I know this sounds silly, but just, like, give it a whirl. find your comfort, and then you can find something that just like connects you to other folks, especially streaming. Streaming is like the best way to connect with others, in my opinion. Like, I love streaming. I'm so glad I put most of my motivation into streaming rather than video making, because video making's cool, don't get me wrong. But like, I'm somebody who like, I'm a social mirror. I thrive off of interacting with others directly. And like, whatever energy I get fed, I kind of reciprocate it. So streaming's great for that. I know some people were like, oh, if you want to make it big right now, like short form content. But I like prefer doing that just for fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like make a YouTube short every day or whatever. I want to just make them for fun, or like on topics I want to talk about, or like, oh, when, you know, whatever it may be, you know? I don't want to feel like I'm obliged to do something content-wise. I just want to always have my heart in it. I don't want to feel like it's an obligation. I want to do it because I'm passionate about it and I want to help others through it. Hey, fellow social mirror. Whoopee! That's why I'm more silly and quirky and unhinged. That's so real. Because I also could be very silly and unhinged. Depending on the mood. Depending on the night. Well, that seems a bit negative, pretty lucky. I'm sure, you know, there's folks who want to hang. Also, I don't know if I said hi, PVT Dimitri, but hello, PVT Dimitri. I didn't know if I gave you a proper hello, but hello. And sorry to hear your device died, Pearl Drone. So I was yapping, I missed a few messages, and I'm playing catch up a little bit. No, my main OC? Yeah, sure. I'm a little curious. I wouldn't mind reading what you yap. I'm dead, but I'll be back. Hello, Ragdy. Hopefully you're doing well. Glad you're having fun with Bo and Gluga. Paint. Uh-oh. I don't like that Zuka. Zuka scared me. I was out of ink. Grr. I think we lost. It's fine. Work on H3 because that might be my next weak point. That's fair. I'm still waiting for a certain bunny. My pools CantDoJack if you want to join through that, but Corbin might be in my pool if you join through Corbin. I'm pretty sure Corbin's in my pool. Yeah, Corbin might be. No, Corbin is not. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be the Jackogień whenever I do drop-ins, but we got a full room now. So we're gonna play for 2 to 3 games and then I'll drop out again. Oscos has a sight issue, in fact, has a parasite in his eye. Interesting. That's fascinating lore. .360 all scopes from Grisco to improve his vision. Interesting. So that's why all scopes is the name. Fascinated. Shoot, wait. You know what I haven't yapped about in a while? You talking about Splatoon related lore made me remember a detail about my lore that I wrote ages ago. He never gave it back. Ooh, interesting. Little schemy. One of the things I wrote about is, okay, so I basically wrote how the Octarians are militaristic, right? Like a type of society that's like very favors their military. And because of that, like they force everyone to enlist in the Octarian army. As soon as a Octoling gets control of their swim and humanoid form, they basically like a recruiter just kind of scoops them up and takes them. But one of the lore I wrote up, you know how there's like Octoling elites with like the kelp goggle? I basically wrote down different color kelp correlating to different rankings, and them also sort of having a dual purpose. So the regular like Octoling goggles are believed to have like a built-in like HUD or like UI to like help through combat, right? The kelp I wrote specifically in the lore is in addition to the HUD or the UI through the goggles. They also inject adrenaline into the wearer. Specifically as well, they start doing this with their first ranking being corporal. I'm pretty sure it's a corporal or colonel. I'm not sure if it's a corporal or colonel. It goes private and then like something with a C. But like, yeah, basically Jack became that ranking before they went AWOL and like made it to the surface world. They still have their Octolite goggles with red kelp. And I wrote a whole side story ages ago. Like I'm talking in like 2023, I'm pretty sure, where Jack was on a huge losing streak. Like it was a massive losing streak. And they started feeling desperate. And literally what they did was they snuck into like their drawer and pulled out their Octolite goggles with the kelp to inject themselves with adrenaline to help them perform better in Anarchy. Or at least they were about to do that. Until their roommate stopped them and it was like, Jack, what are you doing? It's just like, nothing. But that was a little lore side story where Jack got really desperate. They almost like basically shot themselves with adrenaline to try to win. But they were like talked out of it. They were desperate. I love drug use. Yeah. Can't wait for Nintendo to announce a Tekken spin-off. That'd be silly. Performance enhancing drugs. I mean, kind of. But it was like just a shot of adrenaline, basically, the kelp had. The Allscoats worked for now. For now, Allscoats, but he wanted more. Ooh, more. Yummers. Do-do-do. Do-do. Act. Yeah, one of the interesting character arcs I had personally, and of course Jack had too, because, you know, Jack's basically me, but slightly different. That's how I see Sona's basically. But myself and Jack both had like a character arc of trying to prove themselves by being good in Salmon Run and X rank, to eventually stepping down from both and just realizing I don't have to prove my own, I don't have to justify my own existence. I can just exist. And so that's kind of something I'm doing going forward, is like, and of course Jack's doing as well, is just realizing that, keeping that in mind, and just continue to try and, you know, take things one step at a time, really. So of course, of 3 years, you finally made the perfect gear. Ooh, yummers. Perfect gear, cool. Also, boop. Enemy ink, other ink fish, and more. Ooh, that sounds fascinating. I'm just unable to get out of spawn right now. What? I just realized, why is there 2 chargers and a well string? What kind of comp is this? I think we had a more ink smile. I don't know, just a hunch, but I think we have more ink. Who knew? Who knew? Three backline wouldn't have enough paint. Slash lighthearted, by the way. If you couldn't pick up on my lighthearted teasing attitude. Also, interesting thing, I'm using this art. I ordered myself, I had enough credit card reward to get myself another pair of fingerless gloves because I misplaced mine. And that way, whenever I find it, I have 2 pair of fingerless glove. Yippee! And thank you, Kyla, for being a member for 29 months. I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you very much. You want teasing? I'm good. I don't need a teasing. But thank you. I don't want the teasing, but maybe there's something I can tease. Isn't that right, Stella? I think you like it when I say hi. Also, I don't know who Mike is, but nah. That's all I gotta say. Nah. Ow. Why I got hammered? That's not the type of hammered I want to get. Always need an extra pair of gloves in case you misplace your first pair. Exactly. Like, I felt so weird, like, the past, like, what? 3 shorts, actually. The past 3 YouTube shorts have all been without my fingerless gloves. And it felt so weird. It was like, I want to have my fingerless gloves in my shorts, but I didn't have it for Donkey Kong Bonanza. I didn't have it for Jamboree, and I didn't have it for the Satan Grab. Like, I want my fingerless glove. It makes me feel good. I don't know how else to explain it. It makes me feel gender, and I like it. It makes me more closer to feeling androgynous, which I like to be. Like, sure, I got my red hair, which I really like, but it's fading back to brown, sadly. I don't want to go for a walk. I'm fine. I'm good with gaming. I'm gaming. Misa game. Meow. Drop a bomb. Where are y'all at? I wanna say hi. Whoopee! I'll take the trade. But yeah, like, I might need to take a picture of me choke holding my small fry plushie again, but this time with the fingerless glove and my hoodie on, so that it's like properly, you know, done. I know at least for what's the next game that comes out physically? Curb. I'm gonna do that with Curb. Maybe even I don't know. There could be more game. We don't know. I might pick up Cyberpunk if I have money. Right now I'm kind of broke. I'm not gonna lie. This bill I'm having to pay off is a little steep. Eh. I just realized I only have 5 hours of sleeping. Hey, I've had nights like those. Reminds me of my college days. Sometimes I miss college. You are a literal floating eye. Ooh, eyeball. I should come to streams just to vent about my lore. I don't see it much as a vent. It's more of like a fun ramble. Rambling's fun. I'm gonna back out after this next game just to rotate, folks. What are we? An hour and 8 minutes. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm gonna end stream right around 2 a.m. I think. That way I can sleep. What, 2 to 7 is about 5-ish hours. Probably 4.5 by the time I fall asleep. So I'm gonna sleep for 4.5 hours. Help CantDoJack. Take a nap. Get up again. Do stuff around the house, EP, then I have my overnight work, then I sleep again. Content with a game-breaking piece of gear, but no, he still wants more. I see now. Smile. No, that's neat. Hey, for 20 more minutes, I go to EP. Sounds good, Sloth. I hope you have a good EPs when we go EP. Hello, SM Toxic. Hopefully you're doing well. It's going alright. I'm vibing. Just working on, you know, getting more stars for these weapons. Why can't I climb a wall? Okay, there. I know you want me dead. Where the frick were you? I didn't even see where you went. Bag breeze all the way to the top. Interesting. I like how in my lore, Jack wanted to be top 500 just to feel relevant. Never got it. Started feeling irrelevant. and then slowly work their way back up. Just like me. Whoopee. Champion of Splatlands, Yummers. Interesting title. Also, sorry, hold on. Ack, why do my legs hurt? My legs hurt so bad. I'm glad I'm sitting down, but they still hurt. Maybe I should take an ibuprofen before bed, just to help with like this swelling. Because genuinely, like my thighs are like swollen a little bit, not in a good way, like owie pain. Mario and Luigi, yep. It's a mix of Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, mixed with Megalo Strike Back. And Megalovania. He turned to the three idol. Why would you? Wait, I see where this is going. Why would your character want to kill those three? Don't kill the trio. No. Wait. Also, I was supposed to back out. Oops. Boop. I was supposed to back out. Don't hurt the polycule. Oh. Who's serious? I Zooble. I'm just gonna like that. Driving this. Hey, that bump looks like a tornado. Okay, we're almost. I want to do 2-star. I'm back in the building again. Ooh, wait. That might be a little too graphic, actually, for chat. Now I'm thinking all scopes. I don't know about the syringe detail, and like don't go too gory. Heavy like a little bit of a heavy theming, sure, but I don't want to be. Yeah, that sounds like I could dip into heavy gore. I'm 16 plus. I'm okay with like some stuff, but I'm not comfortable with gore talk. If it's gonna be gory, I would ask you please and thank you. That's where I kind of draw a line a bit. Driving in my car right after a cocktail. Hey, that bump is shaved like... I don't know what animal that rhymes with that. Beer and deer, cocktail and... What rhymes with cocktail? Does any word rhyme from cocktail? All I know is driving in my car right after 10 shots. Hey, that bump is shaped like bunny. DUI. Boop. I'm gonna do that. That way I roughly know your location, so I can come up and get 1 kill at least. I don't know about a locktail. I don't know if that's a thing. My brain's small. I don't know much. I know a word. Is it what I'm thinking it is? Hey, that bump is shaped like a bishop. Ooh, cult of lamb, yummers. Hey, that bump is shaped like what, me? Can you drive over yourself? Is that a possibility? Also, I'm sorry, person, I could not protect your jump. What are you thinking of? Another word for a chicken. That's what I was thinking of. Hey, driving in my car right after a cocktail. Hey, that bump is shaped like a chicken. First we splat, then we tune. Let's Splatoon. It's crazy. First we squid, then we game. Yeah, Splatoon's cartoony style. That's why it's named Splatoon. It's actually the name Splatoon's a triple entendre of like splatting and cartoon, but it also means splat and a platoon, like an army platoon, because the lore involves the squid beak Splatoon, which is a squid platoon. Splatoon. So, yeah, it's like a triple entendre. Splatoon is the original Squid Game. Uncle Ben, what happened? Squid Game. Okay, so Allscope just made Big Man not feel good. And bribed to be on the show. Interesting. Squid Game had turf war? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't watch Squid Game, I'll be honest. Oh yeah, Chad, is there any third-party games you want to see on the Switch that aren't on the Switch that you want to see at the Partners Showcase tomorrow? I feel like Persona 3 Reloaded's gonna happen. Me and Shy Guy were talking about Marvel Rivals, but I highly doubt it. It would be interesting. I think it would be really cool. I know there's a lot of people who would want that. hell, it would get me to re-download the game or at least play it here. But I doubt that they would. Persona 3 Reloaded makes sense, though. A few weeks later, Oscars joined the Idols, and then they released a new Splatfest. Who is a better idol? That's crazy. We thought Big Man recover. What about the Big Man? Big Man's my goat. I was on Team Big Man. No, not Big Man. No. Why is he gone? Big Man's my goat. I like Big Man. Well, I like Big Man. I mean, what? Sorry. Sorry. It was a misinput. Y'all calm down. That was a misinput of my mouth. Oh, wait, that song's worse, actually. Hold on. That sounds worse. I just misspoke. I misspoke. I'll just say that. I misspoke. I misspoke. It was a misspeak. It was a misspeak. Grr. Why did you throw a brick? Oh no, not the brick. Wait, a brick? Is that a Nintendo Switch 2 reference of Nintendo bricking your console? I'm sorry. I'm gonna look. I'm a Nintendo fan, but I'm still gonna poke fun at Nintendo, when they do stupid stuff. I no. Yeah. But no. But yeah. Look, I don't want to talk about it. I like a lot. I'm Pan. Smile. I'm literally 100 points away. Joseph, let me tell you a story. One time I think I was literally 10 points away from starring a weapon. It was the funniest thing ever. I logged into the app and it was like, yeah, 10 points away. Yep, this is Infinite Amethyst by the GOAT, Lena Raine. If you don't know, Lena Raine is one of my favorite video game composers of all time. She made all the Celeste music. She made Pigstep. She made Other Side. And she made Infinite Amethyst for Minecraft. She is goated. My hottest take is that I like Lena Raine's songs more than C417. Or is it C418? I thought it was C418, not C417. But that is legit, legit, I love like her work so much. Also, the more you talk about your character, that's your main OC, kind of low-key scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like villain characters, but a deranged psychopath that can never be satisfied. Low-key, genuinely a scary villain. Genuinely hearing that makes me genuinely a little bit uncomfortable, which I guess is the point for a villain, but like it genuinely is a bit uncomfy. And like I don't know how to word this. Doesn't really go. Let's just say like I would not get along with this individual at all. Because my whole motif in life, and same with Jack's, and same with Ojin's, my catchphrase is literally peace, love, and good vibes. My whole purpose for existing is to help others. I don't care. Like, like, my biggest fear is to be forgotten. My biggest fear is actually more than not forgetting. My biggest fear is non-existence. But that's like a secondary correlation connecting to non-existence is I don't want to fade away. But that's like the only selfish thing that both I think myself and my Sona share. Outside of that, I kind of myself, Jack, Ojin, we all live to try to leave some kind of positive impact in the world. Because for me, that's the only reason to get out of bed. I want to just help folks. Hi, Waddle. I go honk shoo honk me. Alright, have a good night, Corbin. Eat be well. See, I don't know. I feel like I'm too sensitive of a soul where I care too much about what others think still, where I don't want to be interpreted as a villain. Because I'll be real with you, chat. Low-key a little emotional I might get because this is something that has happened to me throughout my life in different aspects of it. That's been a genuine struggle that I still have to deal with to this day because there's always going to be individuals out there that are like this. But you could be trying your best. You can be looking out for others. You can be trying to help. And there will always be that one person who takes what you do and twists it into their own narrative to paint you in a negative light. And that's something that's just really degrading. That's something that makes my soul fire burn out and shrivel up. It's difficult. I wish I could just pretend like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't care what others people think. I do. I don't know how to change that. I don't know how to get rid of that vulnerability because that is I know that's a vulnerability is that because I care too much, I worry too much, and then, you know, things be rough. Yeah, it is. And it's so sad. It's just, it's upsetting too when it's supposed to come from people who are understanding too. I know someone who was in the who's queer as well, who just like still did this to me. Still like took how I was living life and twisted it and made me sound incredibly selfish, incredibly entitled. And all I did was like not participate in like some extracurricular activities. Like, I don't want to say too much because like I don't want to put like a bad light under this person. I'm like moved on from it for the most part. Like the emotions still flare up from time to time. But basically someone like took that, oh, you know, I'm constantly streaming all the time. I'm not doing things like IRL all the time. They must prioritize stream. They only care about streaming. They only care about their online life. They don't care about like friends IRL. That's not true. This is just a little easier for me. Sometimes it's a lot harder to plan things out, or sometimes it's my anxiety flares up. There's other reasons for why I do things. I don't care about anyone else less than the people here. And it was just like a really hard thing to deal with because like I've only ever wanted to help people. And going out sometimes was a bit anxious because, you know, it's a lot more easier to be behind a screen and be myself than it is in person sometimes. And at the time this was happening, like I was seeing a growth of my channel. The only reason why that played a factor though was so I thought I was leaving a more positive impact on more people that way. A lot of things I do, I'm an overthinker. I weigh the pros and cons. I never meant ill will by prioritizing streaming at the time. It was just because, number one, my anxiety. Number two, I thought I was leaving a bigger, more positive impact. That's it. I thought, oh, this is just like, you know, a game night. This is just like a thing that happens. And there's enough people there already. It won't matter if I'm there or not. People won't really miss me, or if someone does miss me, it might be 2 or 3 people. But at the end of the day, if I can possibly impact 10 people over possibly impacting like 4, I'm going to try to positively impact as many people as possible because I want to treat everyone on equal playing field, you know? Like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm wording it right, but this was like a big situation when it was going on. So much so that like, it still hurts to think about to this day. Cause yeah, of course I want to hang out with people. Of course I want to do things and go out. But being... I'm gonna say this once. I promise I'm okay. But sometimes it feels like the only thing I'm doing right is this. Is being Jackogień. Sometimes I think I'm mess up too much. Or, you know. Sometimes I feel like this is at least something I'm doing right. Being able to, like, be out there and verbalize and communicate and talk to others and reach out so that people know that they're not alone. Or they at least have an outlet of escapism. Something. I know I'm doing something right being a streamer. And so I'm gonna keep doing so. As long as I'm helping at least one person, I'm gonna keep doing so. Because this fuels my soul. It does my life purpose. I have to keep going. I will always keep going. I have to try. I always try. Because if I don't, then my soul fire, I stuttered there a lot. Holy crap. My soul fire will just burn out. It will. That's something that will happen if I don't feel like I'm helping others. I lose that passion. I lose that heart. I don't ever want to lose that heart or passion of being here for folks. I want to keep going. I want to always help. I bet this is far from the only thing. It will never be the only thing you do right, but it will be one of the things. I appreciate that, Pearl Drone. There's a lot I feel like I screwed up on. Also, thank you, Pearl and Stella. And SM Toxic, I appreciate that. That previous song, by the way, was Prince Sidon. So it was technically a Zora theme. It was Prince Sidon from Breath of the Wild. But yeah, there's a lot that I feel like I fumbled with. Hell, I feel like sometimes college as a whole, I like wasted 4.5 years of my life getting a degree I'm just not using. I know that's not technically my fault. I know it's like the job industry / job market's just terrible, especially for entry-level IT right now. But like, I'm over here just like, damn. I really feel like I wasted a lot of time in college if I can't even use that piece of paper on my wall. It's just a decoration. That's literally all it's been since I think it came in the mail in January. It's literally just been a wall decoration for like 7 months, coming up on 8 months. That makes me feel awful. I know I like vented about that earlier and like other Turf War and vibes, but like genuinely, that's so ass for anyone who got out of college who like can't find a job like in their industry. It's like we spent all this time to get this thing to just like not use it. Sad. In that same situation, they have a degree but just aren't allowed to get a job in the thing they studied. Man. Let the past be the past and move on to the future. I mean, true, that's why I was on Team Future. No matter what, like, I know the past can be awful. The present could be, like, the past has passed. The present may be unpleasant. But the future is yet to be decided, full of endless possibility. I know that. Present may be unpleasant, but the future is yet to be written, filled with endless possibility. That is something I tell myself and try to keep in mind. I mean, right now the present's not too unpleasant. I kind of like got a lot of raw emotion out, which is a good part of these streams too. Sometimes I need to get that out. I know a lot of other streamers or streamists or whatever you want to word-wise sometimes don't talk about stuff like that. I know like others who are just able to always be positive all the time. I wish I could. Genuinely, I wish I could. But low-key, I kind of don't want to hide my emotions from y'all. I kind of want to just express how I feel. Because, like, okay, obviously, my motto, peace, love, good vibes. That's something I'm always working towards, something I'm always aiming towards. I want things to be positive, or I want to work towards a positive future. But sometimes we gotta have these, like, real moments, you know? Sometimes we just gotta, you know, like, Sonic, let me be clear. We're here for you. Thank you, Porl. I can't fully express myself offline either. That's the thing that, like, sucks the most is, like, there's only, like, y'all and, like, CB and Colonel are, like, some of the few folks, like, I talk to. Like, live chat, y'all. Cuddle and Colonel are, like, folks I can just, like, feel like I can, like, talk about, like, most things to. Because it's, like, I can't really say some things about how I feel and whatnot in person because of, you know, fear and judgment and all that. Or fear of folks not understanding, really. Shy Guy's up there. Shy Guy's a close mutual. There's a lot of close mutuals I'm comfy talking to. It just... Colonel and CB are literally probably the closest things I have to siblings. I don't want to open that can of worms, all scopes. I guess technically this me being behind a screen is kind of a mask, but I'm like, I feel most myself behind the screen. And when I go to cons and stuff, like I went to being at TMG, that felt pretty damn close to where I wanted to be. Like this feels more me than I do, like, for example, at work. Work, I'm, like, forced to be masked. I'm forced to be, you know, I have to, like, try to be the perfect employee. Yeah, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that, like, that sent a shiver of discomfort down. Okay. Low-key, all scopes, that kind of, like, made me feel bad. Low-key. I'm sure you didn't intend for it. Because, like, I can't be androgynous in person except for what TMG. I felt pretty androgynous there. I couldn't present anything other than my reg voice, I guess. Like, genuinely, I want to present differently sometimes. And through this I can. Or if I ever want to be a different character or whatever. So I mean, that's kind of the intent. We're supposed to. So this, no one has to hear bodies. Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't have to experience any dysphoria here. That's kind of a point with my inclusive community. I see Pearl. I see you, Pearl, as creature. As I believe you want to be seen. Creature, demon. I'm glad I could do so for you, Pearl. That's genuinely what keeps me going, is wanting to have this place for folks. For everyone. Who, you know, who keeps the vibes good, who, you know, understand that we don't want to be negative. We just want to exist. How we want to exist, you know? Hey. Yeah, no, I feel the same, Sloth. My fam has no idea what, I don't even think my fam knows anything about NB or non-binary. And knowing them, they would not understand it at all. I'm glad to provide that for you too, Coral. I want that. I want this, you know, this branch of just fellow video game enthusiast, fellow Splatoon, fellow Nintendo fan, and having just area to hang, to vibe. Forget about worries for a little bit, or address them when we need to address them, and keep on, you know, going forward. There's so much I just can't explain to them. No, that's so understandable. Oh my gosh, there was one time, there was a singular time I attempted to explain what a furry was. That did not go well. That's all I will say, and I don't know how else to word it. But I'm just gonna say it did not go well. They understand cosplay, oddly enough, though. Oddly enough, they were fine and understood cosplay. They could not understand furry, though. So that was rough, I'll say. Rough. Feel the joy of being in live streams again. I'm glad to help provide that for you, Pearl Drone. My favorite play as an animal. Furries are those who have anthropomorphic characters that want to, like, identify as a furry, I guess. So, like, Ojin is my canine. My channel mascot is another Sona. And so, like, it's really a choice of if you want to identify as one. It's up to you, sir. Not happy with how I cannot begin to explain anything. No, that's so real. That's so real. Like, there's so many things in my life that I don't think I want to explain to fam. And so I just choose not to bring it up or mention. Especially, you know, like, when family's already, like, judging me for, like, financial decisions and other stuff like that. And then, you know, them taking that and twisting it to be like, oh, you think you can just get whatever you want whenever you want it. And it's like, no, to, like, stay on top of things, I want to stream games on launch because, you know, a new console generation just came out. Oh, you're good, Stella. I'm happy, like, you're yapping. You're good. You do what you want to do, Stella. I don't know if is that a pre-existing thing or are you just coming up with a name for something? Allscope. I don't know what that Malu? Ah. I don't know what that is, I'll be honest. I went out here simping for pastries. I mean, they call them a snack for a reason. Mollusk is equivalent to a furry. Oh! Like aquatic. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that's like a... you know. Like, you know how, like, people call, like, lizard furry scalies? That's just, like, a term underneath the umbrella of furry, I'm pretty sure. Furry is, like, anything anthropomorphic. Cookie Run Kingdom fans would understand. I mean... I've seen some, like, character designs, and I think they're interesting. But... I don't think I would want to date a cookie, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, fur is like any like anthro animal. That's why certain Pokemon get really like are classified as like furry bait because like they're just anthropomorphic animals, so they're basically furries. So like, you know, Lucario, Zoroark, Midnight Lycanroc, Incineroar, trying to think, Mewtwo, Charizard. I'm thinking of like every Pokemon that's standing on two legs that like can be seen as like anthro by some folk. Lopunny. Of course I forgot the classic. I mean, okay, Eevee's complicated. You're not wrong, but yeah. Actually, wait, I forget. I think it was, what was it? Jaden Animation. That said, like, if you could put a hoodie on it, if a Pokemon can wear a hoodie, it's furry bait. So just imagine a Pokemon that can actually, like, wear a hoodie. Ooh, Miltank's a good pick. I mean, I'm fine with it for the most part. Except for I don't like Sock. Like, Sock and, like, the other one. That's just men. I'm sorry, but that's not a Pokemon. That's just, like, an actual Kung Fu fighter. You cannot change my mind. That is not a Pokemon. That's just a dude. Literally. Sock. Nobody. I'm gonna say and grab nobody real quick. Hold on. Yeah, Sock and Throw. I don't really like both of them. I'll be honest. Those are like probably two of my least favorite Pokemon. Also, why is Vapor Goose? I see that Vaporeon in my chat. You're not slick. Sock and Throw are very forgettable. True. They're like the most forgettable Gen 5 Pokemon ever. Why, yeah, why were they ever in Galar to begin with? Or Galar, technically. Galar British, isn't it? Sorry. Corn Cheese, Welshie, if you see this stream, I'm sorry. Oh, Chatot is a funny Pokemon. It's the only Pokemon that can canonically, like, say fuck. Say, like, swear words. It's fun. It's Tuesday, isn't it? I remember we were making British references and jokes when we collabed on Fortnite. That was funny. Good times. That was a fun time. We gotta like do a collab with the four of us again sometime. Nobody. That was a good time. I shall have you know I am British. Oh, I'm sorry. That's in lighthearted manner. I promise. I never mean offense by that. It's just fun to say, by the way. Yeah, I never intend for that to be offense. I only say that because, like, genuinely every British friend I have through the Splatoon community or Nintendo community genuinely likes the teasing and the British jokes. If Chatoon appears again in a Switch 2 Pokemon, they gotta bring back the microphone. Oh no. It'd be so funny if they did. Pokemon Legends ZA. Chatot comes back. Microphone feature. No, I'm not gonna do that. The most is like beans on toast and like it's Tuesday. That's the only like lighthearted teasing I do with British folk or British friendos. Also, maybe a reference to throwing tea in a harbor. Because just for fun. Imagine a mega milk tank, Pearl. That'd be crazy. No, your device died. Sorry to hear, Pearl Drone. Or a mega Chatot. That would be wild. To the surprise of absolute... Wow, I can't believe nobody's surprised about that. Nobody, you're surprised by that information? I'm shocked that you... I'm surprised that you're surprised. I love doing that. Every time nobody's in my chat and somebody uses the word nobody, it's like a bunny point moment. Just like, wow. Mega milk tick with mega moo moo milk. Yummers. It's like nobody mentioned. Wow. Do, 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 do. I just love box lunches from XY or NZA. Why is the import Gen 6 was semi-pointless? True. Mega Miltank would be crazy. Big horn, big udder. Maybe holding up jars of milk or something. Or empty jars to fill. Something like that. Mettaton is referred to as nobody in Deltarune. Whoa. Oh my gosh, you're Mettaton. I wonder if anyone's like used Mettaton as like a play on words in like a comic dub or something. We're just like, hey, Mettaton, I bet you met a ton of fans at the convention, huh? Or something. Shiny event Xerneas. Ooh. And Yvental. I like, ooh, I gotta play chat. Why is there so many games I want to stream? There are theories in my head regarding Mega Miltank that I legally cannot say. I am quite curious. The inner machinations of Goose's mind are an enigma. I heard fake leaks about a Mega Scolipede. I hope they end up accidentally being right. Yeah, true. A Mega Scolipede sounded banger. I just hope that, like, if we get more Megas, which I'm assuming we will, they're not just one extra thing. Like, I'll be honest, Mega Dragonite's a little bit of a letdown. It's not terrible or anything, but I kind of wish, like, it was a little different, right? Or just, like, I wish I saw somebody do a concept of this. I wish Mega Dragonite was blue to match, like, Dratini. Like, that would be so cool for the Mega. And Megas have been known to change color before. Like, look at, like, the Mega Charizard. That's, like, black and blue. Like, I think if they would have made Mega Dragonite, like, Dratini colored, that would have been cool. Mega Cacturne sounds crazy. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with the wing thing, but maybe it's because it's a dragon flying type. That's my assumption. That'd be set. I mean, huh? I mean, mom. I mean, huh? I mean, goals. I mean, pretty. I mean, cool. So true, Pearl. You're freaking out like me freaking out over. I mean, Batty. I mean, Poppy Kong. Sorry. Dragonair has a head wing. This is the longest I stay for one of your streams. Well, happy you have. Hopefully you enjoyed your time. Mega Dragapult would be so bad at it. Just turns into an actual revolver. Never win when Joseph and Dimitri are on the other team. Oh no. It'd be like that sometime. Stella says they'd kiss Arceus. I would kiss... Actually, what would be the #1 Pokemon I'd want to kiss? Pokemon Gun? Real? True. That'd be sweet. Actually, here's a better question. If I was a Pokemon, what Pokemon would I want to be? And the answer is stuck between Zoroark and Mewtwo. I know Houndoom fits Ojin because, you know, dog. And, like, fire type and dark type. Like, Houndoom matches Ojin, but, like, genuinely, like, power set / move set wise / abilities, I'm stuck between Mewtwo and Zoroark, because Zoroark, like, transformation is so badass. I would love to be able to shapeshift. But, like, Mewtwo's teleportation and telekinesis, and also the fact that Mewtwo is genderless, also fits my vibe. So, like, if I was a Pokemon, I would want to be either those two, really. I want to be either Zoroark because of shapeshifting, or Mewtwo. I'd kiss Scolipede, Miltank, and Goodra, and Hisuian, Typhlosion, and Meganium, and so many others. No, that's so real. Look, there's a reason why I did a Pokemon Smasher Pass stream a long time ago. And by a long time ago, I mean 3 years ago at this point. I did promise that when Gen 10 comes out, I will redo that stream and re-rank the entire Pokemon roster. So sorry about that. You're good, Pearl Drone. DC happened. Switch dyings happen. You did what? Yeah, I did a Pokemon Smasher Pass, like, ranking, like, 3 years ago. And I did promise if when Gen 10 gets announced, or, like, after Gen 10 comes out and we know, like, all the Pokemon for it, that's when I'll, like, update the Smasher Pass. I've seen some of your taste in VRC. I mean, true. Me and Mike were chilling one night on VRC, and we literally found a, like, Pokemon Smasher Pass world where it was just this giant screen, and the Pokemon would flip through it, and we'd have to vote Smasher Pass. It was funny. It was a fun time. How it's smashing into the ground. Interesting. Oh, you mean punch? Okay. I thought I was down bad. Look, I'm Pan. Okay. I see your correction now, All Scope. Don't worry, I see your punch. Garchomp. Yeah, true. I'm not a simp for Garchomp. I mean, maybe I would say would, but, like, I'm not that bad. I'm not as down bad as Mike is. Mike is a very big Garchomp fan. Garchomp is just so bae. Alright. Whatever boats your float, I'm not one to judge. Smile. Ooh, regional forms for the Gen 2 trio would actually be very interesting. I would love to see a regional form of Suicune. I remember one time I was so just confused. I haven't played Pokemon forever, and I hop on and I play Pokemon like Brilliant Diamond for like a single stream. And I get confused between Buizel's name, and I call Buizel Suicune for some reason. Hey, there's an unorthodox one, Skunk Tank. I mean, I see the appeal. If I had to rank that in like a tier list, I'd say I see the vision. By the way, teaser trailer. Sort of, not really trailer, but teaser. Me and a certain other content creator are going to be ranking 100 fictional men at some point. We have a list of 100 fictional, like, characters that we're going to tier list, and we're going to rank them either, like, 100%, like, yes, definitely, probably, perhaps, maybe, I see the vision, or no, not for me. But yeah, we have 100 fictional... me and a friend of mine have a list of 100 fictional men that we're going to rank at some point. We each did 50. And it's gonna be a fun time. Dude. What are the Gen 2 legendary trio, dog or cat? Yes. Both. That's not good to say with the previous topic. What do you mean? I mean, it kind of relates. It kind of relates. It's gonna be more it's gonna be more romantically though. It's not gonna be like it's technically not smash or pass. It's technically just ranking romantically. Like, how dateable is this individual? Dude. Speaking of cats, by the way, here's Cat from Minecraft. The song Cat. Don't you judge me with your ... We're allowed to like men in this household. It's been common knowledge that I like all of you. Yeah, I've said like how many times I'm pan. I don't have a preference of like gender orientation. It's I fall if I fall in love, it's from the soul. Yeah, I know, Mike, you love your hubby. Happy for you two, by the way. My singular caffeine-fueled neuron is thinking of unspeakable things I don't like. Oh no. I'm lesbian girls. You're so real for that, Pearl. Do 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 do. Boop. I'm gonna just paint the floor. Do, do, do. I don't know why, but like just like flat out just like talk about me being pan just reminded me of the Sonic fan dub. Or just like, and I will present the GameCube 2 for my husband and or wife. Whoa, they're bisexual. I didn't know that. By the way, I'm bisexual. It has reminded me of that clip from the Sonic fan dub. The GameCube 2. Like in the Smash fan dub, I'm pansexual, Ethan. True. So real. So real and true. I hope we get Persona 3 Reloaded tomorrow. Announced. Because I want to play a Persona game. But I want to wait for, like... I don't know. I want to figure out, like, a good timing to play a Persona game. Yeah, I hope there's not a problem with me being pan, or else, you know... Well, Silk Song. All the Hollow Knight fans would go crazy. I think Hollow Knight's chill. It just, I haven't ever been hyper fixated on it. Like I know a lot of folks are. Says there's limits to be found regarding how low the... I mean, I don't want them to be masked, that's the thing. I want them to be androgynous. Smile. Also, SM Toxic, you kind of glossed over Pearl's comment / question. So as the host, I will reiterate it because that is a good point. I'm just going to address that in general, though. If anyone is not comfortable with LGBT or not accepting, you can just get right on out of here because we are an inclusive community. And folks should be allowed to just be open and themselves. As long as you're not committing harm to anyone, just be you. And that means, like, if you're pan NB, if you're lesbian, everyone's welcome. Orientation, you know, orientation's dope. Folks can be themselves. That's what we vibe with. Yeah, just your reactions like concerned us a little bit. That's all. Some toxic. You like the ... and whatnot. Just worried us a bit. It seemed not accepting. So we're just making sure. Also, hello, Doug. Hopefully you're doing well. And thank you for the sub. I'm glad you enjoyed the vibes, despite us having a little bit of whoopsie daisies for a hot minute. Oh shit, it's already 2 a.m. Damn it, I need to get up at 7 a.m. I'm gonna have a rough time when I wake up. We'll go for another 15 into the next rotation. Okay, have a good night, Stella. Take care. We should too, lol. But I felt bad vibe, and I want to make sure all of them go bye-bye before I end stream. I don't want to end stream on any sour. So I want to keep streaming for at least like 15 more minutes to make sure we're all good by the time I end. So I don't, there's one rule, it's not really a rule, but like there's one piece of advice. I mean, it was initially relationship advice. It was initially relationship advice from fam. So thank you, the mushroom, I think that said. Hopefully you're doing well. Right. I lost my train of thought. ADHD, brain. There's a rule of thumb that was initially told to me. Oh, good night, SM Toxic. It was initially relationship advice, but I consider it really good advice in general. You should never go to bed upset. It was initially a relationship advice of like you should never go to bed upset like with your SO. Like you should like stay up and like work things out. You shouldn't go to bed like angry or like feeling uneasy. Like you should like talk about things and work through them. But I kind of want to take that advice and I want to apply it to streaming too, where if there's any sense of like icky vibes or bad vibes and we can talk through it, I kind of wanna, just so that we're all on the same page and that we're all good here. Because I want folks to be all good here. As, you know, my objective. ever get into a fight with a bear, I hate just leaving them like that, but sometimes my battery dries and we can't finish our making up. Yeah, true. That can happen sometime. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, good advice for any relationship, not just like romantically, but like friendship. Like technically, like relationship is any interaction between individuals. So technically, there's a live chat streamer type relationship where it's just like, okay, I don't want to ever go to bed or end a stream if the vibes are icky. I want to talk things out and work through them if I can. If things are, you know, if there are some things where like I have to end stream, I will, obviously. Like cough cough, leaking my Wi-Fi names and IP address, cough cough. That was not a fun time when that happened. But outside of stuff like that, if it's like just a vibe thing, we can absolutely just talk things out and make sure we're feeling A-okay. What? That happened? Yeah, just sadly during one of my late night Mario Kart World streams, I went to change the display settings. And for like a few frames, like the internet settings showed my Wi-Fi name and also the IP address. So I had to like quickly end stream. Or turn off like the, you know, the video history. I think it's DVR. Yeah, that's what it's called, DVR. I had to quickly turn off DVR, and when stream ended, I privated the VOD until I could like trim the VOD to like remove that being part of the VOD. But that was something that did occur. That was like a, oh shit skis. I don't want that. It was a bit horrifying, yeah. I don't want to dox myself. As much as I like to be open, I don't want to be open enough to have my public address out there. I don't need someone, like, coming up to my house, knocking on the door, and being like, hey, is Jackogień there? It's like, no. No, thank you. You're more than welcome to walk up to me and say hi at a convention. But do not just show up at my house. You get swat. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. Like, I genuinely... Okay, that's a whole ramble I can go off. I genuinely hate that that happens to people. Like, the fact that, like, there are some big streamers out there that got their, like, IP address found out, and then, like, there are streamers that got swatted just because like some malicious people in the world think it would be quote unquote funny. That's so asinine. Like, why does that exist? That shouldn't exist. I don't gotta show up at... He's in the walls. He's in the goddamn walls. Just pulls out my small fry plushie and throws it at the wall. He's in the walls. It reminds me, I think someone did a skit of that where like using that audio of like he's in the walls, where just like POV, your friend sends you a game invite the moment you turn on your console. He's in the walls. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark. I hear everything. That's concerning. There's certain things I don't want anyone hearing. It can get people, it's awful that it happens, you know. Addresses are not my concern when it comes to tormenting Jack for certain sounds, namely the door chime of a Buick Enclave. Do enough of a job. I hate the fact that like you hear my work car one time and you get a soundboard for it, or you hear my fire alarm one time and you put it on a soundboard. It's like, how do you do that? Stella's gonna tease you. Stella's teasing you, so you're teasing me. Okay. The cycle of teasing continues. Yummers. This good NB?
Probably Stella. I'm assuming. Right, Stella?
I'm telling you, it's a cycle. You try to fluster me, I'll try to fluster you. I'll try to fluster Stella. Stella will fluster you. It's just an infinite loop of flusterability. I'm not gonna fall for the tilde anymore. Not anymore. I built up a semi-immunity to tildes. If you catch me off guard with it, it might work. But I built up a little bit of immunity. No one can fluster me. I have a certain berries Discord that can change that. Also, genuinely, I'm the same way as Mike in the sense of if I have a partner, nothing else can fluster me. Like, I don't know. I think it's hard-coded into my soul, which is the reason why I'm like, I know I'm monogamous if I'm dating someone. Like, I'm like locked in because like literally my soul just automatically clicks and it's like nothing else can fluster me than if I have a SO. Like, I remember like when I had one and someone did try to like joke tease me before and it just didn't work. No matter what they did, it was just like, well, that's not working. Literally just face stone cold. No warming up, no, you know, soul melting or anything. Do 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 do. I do. Customer service request from Lowe's. Oh no. This is called past workplace trauma. Bringing up Lowe's. You know what? That's what we're gonna end stream on. You know what we're gonna end stream on? As well as Megalovania. These last like bit of Turf War here. We're gonna complain about Lowe's. So, sorry, I'm probably never gonna get sponsored by Lowe's because I'm gonna bad talk them in this stream right here, right now. But let me tell you what what Lowe's did to me. I was working at Lowe's for the summer of 2024, and I'm telling you, like they were really nice when I was working for them. But here's where they just absolutely screwed me over and didn't even take me to Olive Garden first. They had this thing called a leave of absence. And they were like, yeah, you can take your leave of absence and you can come back whenever your leave of absence is over. I was like, okay, bet. I take a leave of absence from whenever my semester started or whenever my move-in day was. It was sometime in August to January of 2025. Because that way it'd be like, okay, graduation's on the 21st, then there's Christmas, and then there's New Year's. I'm just going to say January. I'll take my leave of absence until. You know, December rolls around, graduate, I get my degree, Christmas, New Year's, blah, 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 blah. Walk up to Lowe's, or give Lowe's a phone call. Rather, I don't walk up to Lowe's. I decided to call them. I spoke to the person who initially hired me. Let's just call him, let's call him Daniels. I totally didn't say that because of Jack Daniels. Anyway, let's call him Daniels. I'm like, hey, what's up, Daniels? It's more formal than that, actually. I wasn't this close with that person. It's just like, hi, Daniels. I'm calling in regards to, you know, my leave of absence being over. You know, I graduated college. Ready to help back out of the flooring department. It was like, oh, hey, Jack. So we don't need you. I was like, I'm sorry. And he was like, yeah, you know, early in the year, like, you know, sales are kind of slow and we don't need you. I was like, but you said when I could take my leave of absence, I could come back whenever. And I was like, well, you could, but we don't need you. It's like, then why did you hire another flooring, like, customer service associate? They're like, no. I was like, okay. How many of you guys are there? Well, there's 3 out of the 4 we had before. Perfect. So you're missing 1/4. Can I come back? Ha, no. I'm like, why? Why? You made it sound like I could just, like, do this paperwork to take my leave of absence, and I can just waltz back and work. And now you're telling me that, like, you can just say, nah, nuh-uh, no way, Jackie. And I'm like, but I need a job. I was hoping that, you know, I could work for you guys for a while I look for something in IT. Nope. Lowe's just said basically, screw you. No Olive Garden included. Just flat out screw you. Hi, nobody. And yeah, that was just my rant about why I'm not happy with Lowe's. That was pretty low. I mean, true. I can't even be, like, seen grabbing you for that pun. That was actually, number 1, that was clever. Number 2, accurate. Also, teehee bombs. Get it! But no, that was low of lows, especially after all, like, the talks and, like, the video, like, training videos and everything of, like, oh, hey, you know, you're part of the Lowe's family. No, you're not. You're not part of no family at Lowe's. Because my definition of family is they're with you through thick and thin no matter what. That's how a family should be, in my opinion. They were definitely not that. Because they're just like, yeah, we don't need you. And it's like, but I need money. I need money. A company saying the word family is a red flag. Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way. Definitely learned that one the hard way. Also, I didn't mean to gamba, but I guess we're gambling. Is there any more gear I can buy? IMP's an exception. I mean, true. Alright, well, this is another Turf War and vibe. Come and gone. Hope y'all enjoyed. Or at least someone enjoyed. As long as I make y'all's day to some degree, I'm happy. Or, you know. I hope you enjoyed to some extent. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm EP. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. Tomorrow, I'm not streaming because I'm working third shift Shorgy. I'm covering for third shift, so I'm literally just gonna be EP and Eepin. Friday, we'll be doing more DK Bonanza. I'm probably gonna actually start the stream sooner. I'm set it for 7:30 Eastern. But turns out I'm going to be free sooner than that. So I might go live a little sooner. Maybe even as early as, like, I'm thinking because I want to make dinner for myself and whatnot. I'll probably start that more so like 5:36 p.m. Eastern. Like a whole hour and a half to 2 hours sooner. And I don't know how long I'll be streaming that. I just know I want to stream. I like Bonanza. I can easily play that game for like 4 hours straight. So I might do a decent like stream. Saturday, I don't know if I'm streaming my POV, But Saturday is going to be a repo collab. I am collabing with Flota4866, Epi, and Koya. As well as late at night, like 10 p.m. I'm gonna do my surprise Saturday. I'm not gonna tell you what game it is, of course. You'll have to wait and find out. 4 hours straight. You mean 4 hours pan? True. Yep, Epi, I swear to God, it's back, but this time with repo. Sunday, I'm probably not streaming anything. Unless I feel like playing Bonanza again. I could. Oh, excuse me. Depending how much my hyperfixation of DK Bonanza goes on, I might do another, like, collection grind stream where I just go back and, like, grind for the collectibles, because genuinely, that's, like, fun to do. I'm going to guess Surprise Saturday it's a game from for a console. I cannot confirm nor deny. We love Friend Slop. Yes, it will be Friend Slop. Smile. Also, I'm hoping this DK Bonanza hours gets more. 15 hours is rookie numbers. We're gonna boost those numbers. Also, I might eventually do more Markar Whirl because they fixed Markar Whirl to make it better. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm cooking. That's what's coming up here on the Jackogień channel. Don't really know what else to say other than my typical peace, love, and good vibe. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for, I'm seeing 15 to 16 likes. Appreciate that. I'm glad you all enjoyed. And have good night, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.